स्वं बोधमात्रं परिशुद्धतत्त्वं विज्ञाय सङ्घे नृपवच्च सैन्ये तदात्मनैवात्मनि सर्वदा स्थितो विलापय ब्रह्मणि विश्वजातम्।
अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल 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 अरुणाचल शिव अरुणाचल।
उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तवासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धाम दाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्यां जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षमक्षीणदयानिधानम् आचार्यवाद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तं विद्राविताशेषतमोगणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्य मायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम्। ममाद्य देवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात्कृतसन्निधानः ओङ्काररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्यगध्वान्तमपाकुरौतु। श्रुत्यर्थगोचरं वन्दे वाच्यार्थानामगोचरम् लक्ष्यार्थवपुषं वन्दे शङ्करं देशिकं गुरुम्। अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। हितमिदमुपदेशम् आद्रियन्ताम् विहितनिरस्तसमस्तचित्तदोषाः भवसुखविमुखाः प्रशान्तचित्ताः श्रुतिरसिकायतयो मुमुक्षवो ये संसाराध्वनि तापभानुकिरणप्रोद्भूतदाहव्यथाखिन्नानां जलकांक्षया मरुभुवि भ्रान्त्या परिभ्राम्यताम् Atyasanna sudham buddhim sukhakaram brahmadvayam darshayanti Esha Shankara Bharati Vijayate Nirvana Sandayini. Sarvavedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. In our everyday Swadhyaya, we have been contemplating on Shankaracharya's Vivekachudamani. We are still in the beginning. The subject is, of course, Jnanam, Atma Jnanam. The knowledge of the self. And now, the Acharya is speaking on the prerequisites that are necessary for stable jnanam. Jnanam to be very stable. So that is called sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Sampatti means the treasure. The four kind of treasures actually, which are needed for a sadhaka. So that in getting that, great effort must be put. Actually, sadhana chatushtaya sampatti is sadhana. Jnanam is not sadhana. Jnanam is our swarupam. Just like we are wearing a glass and sometimes we will search for it here and there through the glass. Like that, we are already that is our swarupam. But still we search. And what can the teacher do? He just tells you, Tattvamasi, you are that. And the recognition comes along with that, the complete fulfillment also. But for such a simple thing to be stable, the personality, the body, mind should not disturb it. So the entire yoga, sadhana, upasana is all for that. Just to make our attention focused on the reality. So, as the beginning we said, the first thing is Vivekam. Viveka. Discrimination. That is the first awakening to truth, where you recognize that only that is important, everything else is meaningless for me. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya iti evam rupo vinishyaha. that conviction that Brahman alone is truth, and all other pursuits looks very, very worthless to the person when Viveka comes. Yesterday we said that is Bhagavan's grace or Atma Kripa. When that grace comes, only this kind of paradigm shift happens from outer achievements, outer attainments, power, running after power, conflict. All these things becomes meaningless. See, if Viveka is not there, even after coming to spiritual life also we will continue all this, trying to become somebody here. So there also we will continue the same thing. So Viveka is the first thing. Viveka tells you what, when we say Brahman, Atma, God, Nirvana, self-realization. People when they come here, they come for self-realization. But even that search is egoistic. Because you do not know what is self-realization. And sometimes we will think that that is a great achievement. I can become self-realized, become very famous. That might be the goal. What they call another ego trip. So, it all means simply Upashanto Yamatma. Vedanta says Shanti. So I am not searching any achievement or attainment. I am seeking that peace. What they call that peace which passeth all understanding. Like that. That peace. That pure Shanti. You get a glimpse of it in, suppose you come to Tiruvannamalai. Bhagavan says the very nature of Arunachala is to give you that glimpse. Come to Bhagavan's Sannidhi, or sometimes anywhere. When you are ready for that, you can that glimpse can happen even in a crowded train. While going to office, driving car, you can have it. A glimpse of it. There you know that is real initiation. That is the Shaktipata, where you know that it exists. Now you know what you are seeking. Just like you are given a genuine diamond, with that you compare all other duplicate ones. With this diamond, you know what is a genuine diamond. With that, whatever diamond comes, he says, no, that is a neti. So this Shanti is the thing, and you know this peace is the thing, and everything else is meaningless. You have not got stable peace. You have not got hold of it. But you know what it is. And carrying it in your recollection, Anubhuta Vishaya Asampramosha Smritihi, as Patanjali says, once you have experienced, but you are holding to that. With that, you compare everything that you come across in life, and you find that it is all worthless, meaningless. And never can your spiritual search again take a wrong turn, because you know what you are seeking. So you are not for achievement, attainment, because you know by achievement, sometimes becoming big person, your peace will go. So you don't want anything. You are not seeking anything. So that Shanti, with that the person is finding anything that disturbs it is worthless. This is Viveka, discrimination. And anything that comes across your spiritual search, you ignore and that is Vairagyam. Tad Vairagyam Jihasaya Darshan Jugupsa. In Chandrasekhara Bharati Swami's commentary, it is Jugupsa. Jihasa, liya? Adena book adu. Chinmayananda Swami's book, it is Jihasa. So it's Jugupsa. Jugupsa means, that word means contempt. It means contempt. Jugupsaya darshana shravanadibihi. In everything else, Shankaracharya uses very, very nama ooru bhashayala. Kaka kashta bola. He says kaka kashtavat. Like a crow's droppings. That means nobody stores it. Nobody considers it precious. Like that, meaningless. Anything is meaningless. That kind of jukupsa. அது எப்படி கையில் எடுத்தால் என்ன பண்ணுவோம்பா இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி பிடிக்காது அது மாதிரி. அப்போ ஜுகுப்சா, டிஸ்கஸ்ட், அசரீரவாக், டிஸ்கஸ்ட், disgust. So tad vairagyam jugupsaya darshana shravanadibi. Darshana is seeing, shravana is when you hear also. Many things, heaven, you hear and you want to go there, and after death you go. Like you hear from here about America and want to go there. And from America you hear, you go to Tiruvannamalai, you will get self-realization, you come here. Like that. Only you continue this after, as post-mortem experience. After death. So, this is all darshana shravanadibihi dehadi brahma paryante. Right from one's body. Vairagya should, see, if you think about the body itself, Vairagya should come. But Shankaracharya will elaborate on that later on. The body, you think about the body, then itself, Shankaracharya in one place says, it is good that Bhagavan has given you good covering outside. Otherwise, all the birds, crows will attack you. All flesh seen outside. Nothing worthy like that. But all imagination. So from the body, trying to keep the body very healthy, very well, all this we are trying. But ultimately we will find that we cannot make it perfect. So all that ultimately leads you to Vairagyam. You find that body cannot be perfect. Prana cannot be perfect. Mind cannot be perfect. Like that you move to the highest plane where you find Abrahma Bhuvanallokaha Punaravartinorjuna. Right from Brahmaloka to this world, you go and come, you go and come. Even spiritual experience also, Vairagya will come. This coming and going, as Bhagavan says, Pokku varavu illa poduveliinil Arul Porattam Katten Arunachala. The Arul is pulling you inside, objects are pulling you outside. This is the Porattam, conflict. And you go beyond it, transcend it to abide in Poduveli, in the Chidakasha, in your Swaswarupa. Till you are established there, this coming and going, coming and going. Why it goes? Because things other than the self, your attraction towards anatma is pulling. So, in anitya bhogavastini, in all this bhogavastu, you become immensely dispassionate. This is Vairagyam. So, this is two things. Shankaracharya says, along with Jnanam, you need these two wings to rise higher. Without that, higher experience is not possible. Vairagya bodhau purushasya pakshavat pakshivat pakshau vijanihi vichakshanastvam. Later on it comes. Two paksha means two wings. Without that, you cannot rise higher. So, Viveka, Vairagya. And then, next another, Shama. Shama means calmness. The mind is kept calm. The Samadhanam, Shamam, peri vityasam kadayadu, but it's all there. You, as we already said, you know peace is the thing that you are after. So anything that disturbs your inner peace, inner calmness, you ignore that. Virajya Vishayavratat. All these Vishayas are there around you. So many Vishayas, so many objects. You become dispassionate towards them because they disturb your inner peace. This kind of dispassion will not come in the very beginning. After some time, only you come. After some time only it will come. After going through them, the Viveka is very powerful. Slowly it recognizes that these things are all trapping me. These things are all giving me pain. So when the pain reaches such a state that you can no more bear, and the Viveka tells you, you have to renounce, then these things are all given up. So Vairagya becomes, then only it becomes dynamic. Otherwise, Smashana Vairagyam, we say. You go to some cremation ground, for the time being you say everything is anityam, ashashvatam, meaningless. Come, go and eat breakfast. Forget. Everything is forgotten. Even in crying, sometimes people are not sincere. Ramakrishna used to say, make fun of that. He said he went to some place where somebody has died. And the family people are all crying, hitting their head, hitting their chest. And he says, one lady was very careful to remove her nose ring before that and put it in a safe place and then hit. Very clever. So, not really. So, the sorrow, the misery, you have to see that. To such a state. There is a Tamil song, Kannadasa Patu, that he says, Chatti Chuttudada, Kai Vittudada. It's a very famous song. He says, when you hold a pot which is hot, it is so hot that your fingers get burnt, you will drop the pot. Like that is Vairagya. So, when you see the Vishayas are all giving you so much trouble, then you move away from them, dispassionate, as he said, disgust. Become disgusted with them. Dosha Drishti becomes very powerful. And Dosha Drishti is not once. Shankaracharya says, Muhur Muhuhu. Again and again. So, why should again and again Dosha Drishti come? Because even with Dosha Drishti, you will go there. That is our skill. That is, we are skillful in doing that. Every diabetic patient knows that he should not eat sugar. But till he suffers very much, he will say, a little bit won't do anything. And the people who are serving, they are very loving. Say, for me you take. Say, what do they? If you are truly loving, you should say, even if he asks, you should not give. But the love in world is sometimes, without intelligence, the love is sometimes more dangerous than hatred. So, like that. So, the person, when he becomes aware of the dosha, the flaws, the defects in the outer objects, in our relationship, in our many sides, many factors. You see the dosha, then swalakshye niyatavastha. The person completely controls the mind, puts it in order and makes it move towards lakshyam, his focus, his attainment, his jnanam. Day and night, without any distraction, the mind will contemplate on the truth. Atma Vichara will then become very effective, because you have no illusion. Nirmohatva. You have no illusion. You know, I have nothing to achieve here outside. Swalakshye niyatavasa. Keeping the mind in one's lakshya, that is shama uchyate. This is one sadhana, which Bhagavan also says, when the thoughts are coming, you ask to whom these thoughts are coming. The answer will be to me. And when you see the me, and you focus on that me, what is this I? Then you find that the I thought takes you to the source where it vanishes. And there is a state where there is no I thought. Nan udiyad ulla nilai. Nam aduvai ulla nilai. The state where the I thought does not arise. It is few seconds perhaps. It is like 1 million rupee is made of 1 rupee. Like that, this momentary peace is like 1 rupee. It is nirvana only. The shama is also nirvana, but momentary. For that moment, you experience that shanti. But again, the mind will start operating. But that is very important. That taking a refreshing dip in that shama. Shamavan eva rajate. So every day you should have some time to withdraw the mind from the world and make it quiet, shantam. You have not got hold of the self. So in lakshya, you can be, the lakshya can be some form, some mantra, that is upasana, or your ideal of contemplating the truth. Because as per Shankaracharya, he says, now only the person is going to stay with the master and listen. So before that means it is mostly upasana, keeping the mind calm every day, keeping the mind calm by some mantra japa, some upasana. So that is shama uchyate. Now, Dama. Shama means regarding mind. Dama is regarding senses. Actually, Dama has to come before Shama. But here Shankaracharya puts it reverse. Because sometimes directly the mind will become quiet, but if the senses are active, the mind will again get agitated. So, the senses are the doors through which disturbances invade the inner chamber. So the senses are put in order. So that is Dama. Vishayebhyah paravartya sthapanam swaswagolake ubhayesham indriyanam sadamah parikirtitaha. There is a famous simile given in the Upanishad. simile thane cholo, the Ratha Rupa Kalpana, where this body is a chariot and the senses are all horses and the intellect is the charioteer and the inner one is traveling. Mind is the rein. Atmanam rathinam vidhi shariram rathamevatu buddhim tu sarathim vidhi manah pragrahamevacha indriyani hayanahuhu vishayansteshu gocharan atmendriyamano yuktam bhoktetyahur manishinaha. The horses are running in the path. What is the path? The path is sense objects where they are running. If the charioteer is not skillful, then the horses will go according to their wish. So Vijnana Sarathiryastu. The Shruti says Vijnanam is the Sarathi. You can see in Mahabharata, Krishna is charioteer. He is the driver. So this is the picture given here. So Vishayebhyaha paravartya. From the sensory objects, the mind is withdrawn, pulled back and kept in swaswagolake. In football, what do they say? Hit inside. It is goal, right? Here golaka. Golaka means goal also means a space where the football can enter. Like that, these are all golakas. Eyes are golakas, nose, mouth, it's all golaka. It's all holes. They are not real sense organs. Real sense organs are hidden in the mind. That is why without these outer sense organs, in dream, you will see, you will hear, you will touch, you will smell, you will do everything. With that we prove that even though you burn the body here, all the senses are safely taken to the next birth. Nothing is left here. Samparishvaktaha gacchati. Brahma Sutra, that is very elaborate discussion there. Because that is why, a person is dead, his eyes can be given to another one. Eye donation, they are doing. Because, in olden days, I have seen that many times. In a big house, so many families will be there. Only one cataract, in old age, that in andha kannadi enna solluva vella edutha kannadi cataract thane cataract surgery pannite when reading glass, that will be only one glass, everybody will use it. Even with Bhagavan they used to do that. One glass everyone will use. Like that, this eye can be given to you, to him. It's only outer glass. It is not the real sense organ. That is why even though a person is blind, the sense of seeing is there in him. You can touch him from behind, he will look back. You call, he will look back. Because the sense of seeing cannot be lost. Only the outer holes are all blocked. That's all. So, Vishayebhyah paravartya, withdrawing from the sensory objects, sthapanam swaswagolake, ubhayesham indriyanam, the jnanendriyani and karmendriyani, both organs, ubhayesham indriyanam, sa damaha parikirtitaha. Vak, Pani, Padam, Payu, Upastham. They are all Karmendriya. this hand, legs, and the Visarjanendriya, that which throws out the feces, and all this Indriyani, outer Indriya. So they give some other name, motor organs and sensory organs. So Vishayebhyah Paravartya Sthapanam Swaswa Golake Ubayesham Indriyanam Sadamaha Parikirtita. So you put the senses in order. That is Dama. That should be done. Dama. Yesterday was Ekadashi. You have hunger, but you don't eat. And adding that, today you eat. Both you eat. So, actually it is not like that. So, Dama is controlling the force of this sensory thirst. You put a stop for that. Put it in order. So, Dharma itself is to help you in Dama. This controlling the senses. Putting them in order. Through generations it can come. Through some system it can come. So that is Dama. Sadamav parikirtitaha. So that is Dama. So now what? Bahya analambanam vrittehe esho paratiruttama. Patache. Liya. Liya. Ubayesham indriya. Okay. Bahya analambanam. The Uparati is that condition of the thought waves in which they are free from the influences of external objects. Actually, Uparati means withdrawing. Actually, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ வாழ்க்கையோட ಲಕ್ಷಣமே அதுதான். The sign of spiritual life you can see in Uparati. The person is happy with himself. He needs no outer things to be happy. In one place, Shankaracharya says in Bhashyam, where he says, without any outer cause, you can see a jnani peaceful, happy. There, Shankaracharya uses the word brahmanaha. He says prasannaha. There. They are seen very calm, unaffected by anything. So this Uparati is the sign. Actually, sannyasa is Uparati. The person withdraws from the world. Gītayila enga varudhu Uparati? Bhagavad Gītayila. എവിടെ വരുന്നു? എത്ര சொல்லு என்னது? யத்ரோ பரமதே சித்தம் நிருத்தம் யோக சேவையா யத்ர சைவாத்மனாத்மானம் பஷ்யன் ஆத்மனி துஷ்யதி. Where the chittam uparamate withdraws, retires, rests, finds rest by yoga sevaya, by constant yoga. That is real yoga. Withdrawing the mind from the outer distractions and creating an inner flow, an inflow. While commenting on Ramanacharanatirtha, we coined a new name. It says innering. That process is named as innering because in Tamil, Manikya Vajagar uses something like that. Ulhal. He says ulhal. Oyamal ulhuvar. So a kind of innering happens. Constantly the mind is fascinated towards the center. Otherwise, the fascination is towards the circumference. In becoming dispassionate towards the circumference, Bhagavan, you can read in ashram, in the death experience, where Bhagavan says there was a strange fascination for the mind to follow the I thought to its source. So a great fascination, that is real bhakti. Bhakti is, the mind is without much effort fascinated to meditate, fascinated to return to the source, fascinated towards that heart center, abidance in that inner stillness. That is really Uparati. And here Shankaracharya says, Bahya analambanam. The thoughts are no more holding to outer things. They are not holding to outer things. Otherwise, it will be constantly murmuring about this object, that person, this thing, that experience, this taste, constantly murmuring. It stops all that. Vrittehe bahya analambanam. No alambanam of anything. Free from the influences of external objects. The external objects are there. If they remain there, it is okay. But they are all remaining inside us. That is the problem. Every object has a space in our mind also. That is the problem. So, Esha Uparatihi Uttama. This is complete real Uparati. Uparati means withdrawal. Withdrawal. It is real self-withdrawal. Pratyak Pravaha. No outer, let the outer things remain in the outer world. Your mind is absolutely free from their enslaving power. This is called Viryam. Shankaracharya says this is Viryam, vigor. This is real Brahmacharyam, vigor. In the sense, you are living in the world, but the objects, the individuals, you cannot live in the world long without coming in contact with the objects or coming in contact with, for some time you can withdraw. But you cannot always do that. You have to come back because your prarabdha will force you to come back. You have no free will in that. I will live alone. There also all objects will come. First time in my younger days when I went to a cave near Vivekachudamani cave, Mamarat Guhai, one family was staying at that time there. They have all objects there. Later on I found even television was there. Because even if you go and live in a cave, you are carrying your mind there. So everything will be there. So Uparati is inwardly, see, when right understanding, what Shankaracharya said, Samyak Jnana, right intelligence brings in its own its own renunciation, its own simplicity. Then you find that you don't need any outer support to be happy. You know how to be happy without any outer things. That is what here Shastra calls as Bahya Analambanam. Alamba means support. Analamba means no support. Without any outer support, the mind is calm. Shanta. Uparatam. Shanto Dantaha Uparataha Titikṣuhu Samahitaha. As the Shruti says, Shanta Danta Uparata Titikṣu Samahita. Now Shanti Shama, Danti is Dama, Uparati is withdrawal, and now. Now all prarabdha you have to go through. You cannot escape. Simply because you have started your spiritual journey, you cannot escape prarabdha. Everything will come. Then what will I do? Answer is next. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titikṣā nigadyate. This is a very, very well-known definition of Titikṣā. You cannot get a better guidance in life than what is given in this verse. Where Shankaracharya says, Sarva dukkhanam sahanam. Dukkha, pain, will come to you. When Bhagavan had cancer, there was a story floating around, even now, that many people say that Bhagavan had no pain. He allowed the doctors to do surgery. See, spiritual life, you have to know the truth. But along with the truth, so many bluffs also come to you. That also, unless you recognize that, you will suffer. Because you will have pain, then you will wonder why there is pain. See, one very good devotee went for whole India travel, Bharata Yatra, by walk, without money, without mobile, as a true sadhu. When he came back, he came directly to Kerala when I was there at that time, and his problem was, see, I have done this for 1.5 years, but what I expected did not happen. You know what he was expecting? He said he expected the world to vanish. He thought that by that samadhi realization, these outer things should vanish. So, avichara kritaha bandhaha. As Vedanta says, vichara is not there. Some kind of fantasy. Like that, many things we imagine. That I should not have physical pain. Bhagavan had physical. When Chadwick asked Bhagavan, do you have pain? Bhagavan said, it is like 1,000 hornets are speaking you. So much pain is there. Then what did he do? The forbearance was so much that he had even before. That is why when he came here also, in Patala Lingam, all this happened, he just endured. That power is expected because that power is very natural. Not only for a jnani, even in a war, a kshatriya will bear everything. In one place, a person asks Buddha, it is somewhere in Majjhima Nikaya, the story is there, that I have so much trouble in my life. One after the other, troubles are coming. What should I do? And Buddha says, see, in my father's palace, there was an elephant. And that war elephant was a very powerful elephant. It will go to the battlefield. Till evening, it will endure all pain. And when coming back in the evening, whole body will be covered with arrows. And then we will give whatever treatment has to be given, we will give. Again, next day he will go. And he says, be like that. When you live, arrows will come, hit you, pain will be there. Your power to endure, the simple power that nature has given. We don't want any natural power. We want some magic. We don't want to use the power. That is why all these inventions, we are not able to endure this heat. So we put fan. And that also is not enough, put AC. And that creates cold. And from AC, dust comes. For that you do something else. Go on doing patchwork. About this physical thing. And mental thing also. Family trouble comes, many things comes. What can we do? After all, we are also human beings. And everyone is all same. Even a jnani is same. All suffering will happen around. There, what should I do? Bhagavad Pada says Sahanam. Tyagaraja Swami, in one of his songs, he says, Rama, you are very clever. I give you so many songs. I am writing you so many songs. I am doing you puja. I am doing so much jabam. Everything you accept. When I complain to you about my troubles, you said, endure. That is how true devotees are. So this endurance, this forbearance, kshama, no substitute for that. It gives you tremendous energy to hold samadhi. Otherwise, your meditation will go, one small cold comes, it will go. No cancer is needed. Nothing needed. One headache, spirituality is gone. So, all these prerequisites are told so that the true jnana samadhi can stay there. We think that there is some magic potion which will dissolve all our worldly problems. That is how people are running from this temple to that temple, this temple to that temple. Sometimes people come to me also. Where will I go? We cannot tell them that it is not possible for us to solve all these problems. One person told all his problems. I told him, shall I tell you my problems? Then you will run away. Because it is much more than yours. The only way not to have problem in life is the moment you take birth, die. If you are alive, problems are bound to come. And if your jnanam cannot help you to face them, what is the use of that jnanam? That is why Krishna said, fight. Because that is your field. It is not that he asked him to fight. He said, that is your field. You cannot run away from there. There you have to stand and fight. And whatever may be, Bhagavan said many places, enna pandradhi yam prarabdham. He said, when all this ashram and sometimes troubles were there, so much troubles were there around him also. He said, in one place Bhagavan says, this is why sannyasis are moving from place to place, not staying in one place. Because if you stay in one place, all trouble comes. What to do? This is my prarabdha. He concludes that conversation like this. What to do? This is my prarabdha. And prarabdha, how to handle? Endure. Without complaint. Without blabbering within you also. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara. Pratikara means you can have small pratikara, like if you have some headache, you take some medicine, that's okay. Pratikara means you want to change the sometimes impossible things. You want to change. For that you do many things. Not trying to do. That is all postponing. So apratikara purvakam, and chinta, constantly worried about that, how will I live, this problem is there, that, all that, chinta. And vilapa is mourning. And telling others and creating trouble for them also. So that is why Swami Vivekananda in one place says, the yogi is always very happy. Saying this, he said, if you are in tension or depression or stress, keep yourself locked inside a room. That is the best service you can do. Otherwise it is contagious. You will give it to others. And especially when you become pose as a spiritual person, you will get punishment in the form of devotees. In queue they will come and narrate all their problems, and after some time you start absorbing that, and it is real punishment. So this is not the thing. So sahanam, sarva dukkhanam. Tiruvannamalai very easy, When people come, some people come, they say complain. Sometimes, impossible desires they will bring. One person was constantly coming and telling something which nobody can do. He wants to achieve that. And he was given a prescription. He was told, do 108 Giri Pradakshanam. After that, till today, he has not come back. Perhaps his problem got solved also, we don't know. So, this is very easy here. So, sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam, no resistance, no reaction, capacity to endure all sorrows and sufferings without struggling for redress or for revenge, being always free from anxiety or lament over them. Not lamenting, not talking about it. So, chinta vilapa rahitam sa Titikṣā nigadyate. Great Mahatmas, great sages, they all had this power of endurance. In Ramayana, Rama says, when he had so much trouble, he says, even if I jump into fire, fire will get burnt. He says. Rajyo nashtaha pitur niryanam rajyo nashtaha vane vasaha sita nashta mrutodvijaha. He says, somebody wants to help me, he also is dead. Showing that Jadayu says, I will burn even fire. And you have to imagine, what Rama says. Na madvidho dushkrita karmakari manye dvitiyosti vasundharaya. He says, there is no more sinner like me. That is why so much problem comes to me. Shokanu shoko hi paramparayam. One after the other, something or other, sorrow is coming. Mameti bhindan hridayam manasya. And then he is a knower of Brahman, but he for the time being appears as if forgotten. And Sugriva gives him advice, see how stable I am. See, anybody can say that, because when you do not have a trouble, you can very well give a lecture. Tell. So he gives counseling to Rama, says, see how stable I am. Don't get affected by this shoka. And with so much thankful gratitude, Rama says, you are helping me so much. You are my true friend. To regain balance. So it is natural that you cannot bear great sorrow that easily. But when they come, you need the help of satsanga. Somebody who will help you to regain the knowledge which you already have. By reading or by satsanga, you have knowledge but you will forget. But when you forget, somebody should tell you this, and again you will. That is the power of benefit of satsanga. Even after satsanga you will forget, but you will, if somebody reminds you, you will come back. You will regain. You will collect yourself. Or you can go to solitude, contemplate on these things and regain the poise. That also you can do. So these things are possible, and although you will express shoka, you will not have anushoka. That means you will, for the moment you might cry, but later on you will not continue to lament. Nanu shochanti panditaha. In Gita, Bhagavan says, the knower will not lament after the incident. At that moment he might cry. Ramakrishna also cried. When he had cancer, he said, oh, it's so painful, Divine Mother, why don't you? And next moment there will be joy, there will be singing, there will be talking about bhakti. So that is for the time being. So, sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam sa titikṣā nigadyate. This is great power, great vigor, vitality. Some people have naturally this kind of resourcefulness, gambhirya. We call it gambhiryam. Great sorrows they go through, but nothing comes out. They are like very deep spots of ocean. Samudrasyeva gambhiryam. You cannot see how deep it is. Outwardly it is very calm. Like that, they have so much trouble, so much misery in their life. No complaint, nothing. They will have pain, nothing you will come to know. They swallow, digest, assimilate the problems. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam. So, this lakshana is given here because people imagine that one day sitting under a tree you will have self-realization, then these qualities will come to you naturally. No. Because knowledge of the self will not do anything. It will directly reveal to you that you have no body, no mind, no ego. You are the infinite, Purna. But if you come back to the person, it is like leaving your slippers there. The slipper is same. You enter into the same slipper with all the thorns. Like that you come back to the same body, mind, the same personality. Just like from deep sleep you come back, you are the same person. Like that. So if the Upadhi is very well prepared, then it can hold that jnana. One of the main problems of modern spirituality is this, that the patra shuddhi is not there. So much of propagation is there, so much jnanam is available, but the Uparati is not ready. So that higher Shanti is not possible. That Samadhi is not possible. So that is why this is all insisted. Sahanam Titikṣā. Bhagavan in the very beginning of Gita says, Matra sparshāstu kaunteya shītoshna sukha dukkhadaha agamāpāyino anityaha tān titikṣasva bharata. All these contact bond pleasures and pain, O Arjuna, they bring in either cold or heat or pain or pleasure. Agamāpāyinaha, they come and go. They are impermanent. When they come, you should know how to bear them, endure them. Titikṣasva Bharata. There Arjuna is called as Bharata, one who delights in bhaha, light, self-knowledge. With the power of self-knowledge, you endure. So, this is Titikṣā. Nimenarke Samadhanam. Shraddha, very important. Shraddha, Samadhanam, and Mumukshutvam. That we will see tomorrow. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.